In many families, in many groups, there is always one person who becomes the strong one, not because they chose it, but because someone had to be. When things became difficult, they were the one who stayed calm. When others were overwhelmed, they were the one who handled it. When problems appeared, people naturally turned toward them. Over time, a role quietly formed. The strong one. At first, it can feel like trust. People rely on you. They believe you can handle things. But slowly, something else begins to happen. The stronger you appear, the less people ask if you're okay. Because strength changes how people perceive your needs. When someone looks fragile, others check on them. When someone looks stable, others assume they don't need checking. And this is where the hidden weight of being the strong one begins. You become the person who absorbs pressure. You listen, you support, you solve. But very few people stop to ask what it costs you to hold that role. Not because they don't care. Often, they simply cannot see it. From the outside, strength looks effortless, but inside it is often a constant process of regulation. You manage your emotions carefully. You choose your reactions deliberately. You stay composed when others cannot. And sometimes you do this so consistently that even you forget something important. You are still human. The strong one is often the last person allowed to feel uncertain. If you hesitate, people look surprised. If you struggle, people become uncomfortable. Because your stability has become part of the system around you. It keeps things functioning. So unconsciously, everyone hopes it remains. But strength without space becomes silent pressure. You start carrying things without sharing them. You solve problems before mentioning them. You process your feelings privately because expressing them feels disruptive, not dramatic, just inconvenient. Over time, a quiet isolation can appear, not because you are alone, but because the role you hold makes vulnerability feel misplaced. You become the one who understands everyone, but few people truly understand you. And sometimes, the strongest people in a system are also the most unseen. This does not mean the role of the strong one is wrong. Strength is valuable. Stability matters. Many systems survive because someone inside them remains grounded. But the danger begins when strength becomes identity, when you no longer allow yourself to step outside the role. Because no human being is meant to live as a role forever. Even the strong one needs space to be uncertain, space to be tired, space to not have the answer. Real strength is not the absence of vulnerability. It is the ability to hold both, the ability to support others without disappearing from your own life. And sometimes, the most important form of self-awareness for the strong one is simply recognizing the role they have been carrying. Not to reject it, but to loosen it. To remember that being strong does not mean being untouchable. It does not mean being permanently composed. It simply means you have learned how to stand steady. But even the steadiest person is allowed to rest.